are these people?
Consortium News is writing a book about the reporting on the Assange case. And it's not just about the 4 years, but actually about the 14 years. Because they have it documented that, like, from 2010, who was the founder of Consortium News in 1995, all right, Robert Parry wrote a piece called Journalists Are All Julian Assange. All right, and this was way ahead of the story. Quote, whatever the unusual aspects of the case, the Obama administration's reported plan to indict WikiLeaks founder Julian Assange for conspiring with Army private at that time, Bradley Manning, now Chelsea, to obtain U.S. secrets, strikes at the heart of investigative journalism on national security scandals. Right?
I saw they did, Consortium did a great thing on David McBride today. People should go check that out.
They did, for sure.
You know?
Yep. Consortium was there every step of the way during his 4-year legal battle to avoid extradition. All right. They were either physically inside the courtroom in London or viewed every minute of his hearings via video link, produced breaking news, groundbreaking analysis in print and on CN Live. CN won a prize for its Assange reporting. That's the Julian Assange Award. Also, not just for that reporting, but for all of its reporting, they are, in, of course, Indie Media Award honoree. Inaugural Class 22. The book will provide both an overarching and a detailed history of the political and legal aspects of his long struggle against a repressive state trying to silence him. It will be called The Julian Assange Case, as reported by Consortium News. Very on the nose title. You know?
Yep.
Not subtle by any means, but happy that Kathy and Joe Loria and Elizabeth are all coming together to put this together. That's really cool. But not only that, we got more news this week about Julian, and I hope y'all are ready Tuesday morning, because Julian Assange to address Council of Europe following confirmation of his status as a political prisoner. This is a WikiLeaks
Julian
press.
That fucked up the Icky Leaks.
Dicky Leaks. Licky Leaks. That's right. Right. So this was announced on, I think, Tuesday morning, that a week from then he will be in Strasbourg, France, to give evidence before the Committee on Legal Affairs and Human Rights of the Parliamentary Assembly of the Council of Europe, which is scheduled to meet at 8:30 a.m. to 10 a.m. at the Palace of Europe. So that's like going to be 3:30 in the morning, you know, New York City time-ish. This comes following the release of the PACE inquiry report into the Assange case, authored by Rapporteur. I'm not even going to bother trying to go after that one. The report focuses on the implications of his detention and its broader effects on human rights, in particular, freedom of journalism. The report confirms that Assange qualifies as a political prisoner and calls on the UK to conduct an independent review into whether he was exposed to inhuman or degrading treatment, which we all know he was. So Sunna Eversdotter, that's the investigator, serves as the General Rapporteur for Political Prisoners and is the chair of the Subcommittee on Artificial Intelligence and Human Rights within PACE's Legal Affairs Committee. She emphasizes how Assange's case is a high-profile example of transnational repression. Yes, countries overreaching and trying to exert legal authority into other countries. Correct. The report discusses how...
Not to be confused with the other type of transnational.
No.
That's
not
a bit different.
That's not transnational.
Rachel Dolezal, or...
That's not trans...
Okay.
That's fake racial. Fake racial.
Transracial, yes.
All right.
Exactly. But transnational. That's when Australia suddenly wants to be China or something.
Hey, not that there's anything wrong with that. The report discusses how governments employ they employ both legal and extra-legal measures to suppress dissent across borders, which poses significant threats to press freedom and human rights. They also look the other way as Israel bombs journalists' houses and destroys their families.
Yeah.
That's another story for another day. Continuing with the WikiLeaks post, Julian Assange is still in recovery following his release from prison in June 2024. He's attending this session in person due to the exceptional nature of the invitation and to embrace and support embrace the support received from PACE and its delegates over the past years. It's nice that he's saying thank you to somebody by doing something. That's great. It's a good start. I can't wait to hear the rest. I'm so excited. Like jumping through my shoes. PACE has a mandate to safeguard human rights and has repeatedly called for Assange's release when he was in prison, as have we all. He will give testimony before the committee, which will also hear the findings that his imprisonment was politically motivated. Again, no surprise there. The hearing marks Assange's first official testimony on his case since before his imprisonment in 2019. His appearance before Europe's foremost human rights and treaty-setting body emphasizes the broader implications of his case. I would say so. Stella says that, that Julian will be in Strasbourg, and it will be an exceptional break from his recovery as they invited him to provide testimony. And Stefania, too, says it's so good news, such good news to see him, that we're going to see him. I think she might even travel to Strasbourg to meet him in person. She wrote a tweet about something about seeing him in person for the first time since 2010. And I'm like, if so, please give him a hug for all of us, like, for real. It's so cool that, like, we have access to be able to talk to somebody like her. Just wow. All right. Freed Julian Assange. There have been a couple of celebratory kind of things. There was one in New York City. A bunch of activists got together. I heard about another one recently. I think it might have been in Sydney. And that's great. All the activists, I know Misty did a show to celebrate the people who brought all that together. And again, very cool. And I cannot wait to hear what he's going to have to say. And that's going to be emotional just to see him. All right.
Yep.
Anything else you have to add to that one? Because I know you've followed quite a bit.
No, not really. I mean, it's definitely. I'd be worried about going to France if I were him. Like, I would not want to leave the country that he's in right now. But that's just me.
That's what Cynic is saying. I would be so nervous if I was Julian or going to France or, anywhere. I couldn't stop looking over my shoulder. And I kind of agree with you there. Of course. And especially because I think that they might have told him to really just disappear forever. And if he's not planning on doing that, wow. That's what we were expecting from him, honestly. So it's good to see. Reporting on stuff like that is why we are censored and demonetized on YouTube. Although my channel on Indie at INN is actually still monetized. You could drop a super chat there. I would prefer it. The most optimal way to do it is via that Cash App, that first link there, or via Ko-fi.com/Indie News Network, INDIE. All those are also in the scrolling ticker at the bottom. They're in the description. Any way you can do that, we really appreciate it. Even that QR code up there. We got a nice hookup from Carnival Hill to the PayPal this week. We also got a re-sign up from James Arkazewski over on the Substack. So thank you so much. Really appreciate all the support. We need it all. Every dollar counts.